Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of The Pink Print. We are so excited because Gio just got back from New York, and this is basically going to be a catch-up New York recap for me and all of you. But also, the reason she was there is because it was Rosh Hashanah.
This is correct.
Happy New Year, everybody. I am not an active Jewish person, but all my friends call me honorary Jewish because I know everything and always celebrate all the holidays with them.
I'm definitely an honorary Jew.
Yeah, I'm an honorary Jew. So, and all my friends that are actually Jewish would definitely agree. So nobody come for me over there. I'm just so excited because I genuinely have celebrated Rosh Hashanah my whole life. And I really do feel like it's a new year, new beginnings. A lot of spooky shit was happening in September.
Yeah, well, we're going to talk a lot about it. Rosh Hashanah is great. The reason that I got into Rosh Hashanah is because I study Kabbalah. As you guys know, we've had Ariel, we've talked about it, we've had David Berg, and it's a wisdom, and it's basically Jewish mysticism, they call it, and it's like ties to the Torah, so that's why like there's reasons why we celebrate the holidays, but that's how I got into it too, you know? And Rosh Hashanah is the beginning of the year. It's all about new starts, accountability, and consciousness. And I think what's cool is that there's so many tools that we could use. So like they talked about the astrology for the year and like basically a forecast for the next few years. Again, we talk about a lot about consciousness. So it's just like, I don't know, they're just tools that we can make our life so much better, which is like what we're always doing here with the Pink Print.
Yeah. So let's talk about the Rosh Hashanah energy. Like, what did they talk about for this year? What's the vibe for the new year? Like, tell me.
Okay, so this year I have tons of notes. So that's why I have my laptop, guys. This is like
my phone.
Super legit. So this time is exactly the time to reboot your system, your soul, your cleansing, and you're resetting your vessel in order to receive all the good stuff for the following year. So Rush of Rosh Hashanah means head. So basically this is like the head leads the body. This is the head that leads the energy for the entire year. So a lot of people leading up to Rosh Hashanah are doing lots of cleansing and lots of journaling and like, what do you want to let go of? What do you want to release?
My body has been cleansing.
Correct. And besides that, I'm gonna tap into what they spoke about astrologically with all the eclipses that happened in September too, because a lot was going on. But basically, like, that's how you would prepare for Rosh Hashanah to, like, make sure you're leaving room for, like, this new energy.
Yeah.
Right? This year specifically, they say there's no middle ground. It's either light or it's judgment. So it's either light or darkness. So it could either be an amazing year with everything is possible, but there's also potential for complete darkness. It's really how do you choose to lead your year.
Really not into that.
So we choose. We choose. So we can choose to either welcome the light and surrender this year, or we can block it. Okay?
Literally surrender.
That's the vibes. Surrender. And I mean, I see this with like people that I'm dealing with a lot. Like lots of people really choose to see the worst in everything.
I know.
And if you're really choosing to see the worst, I know this is also like basic that we've spoken about a million times, but if you choose to see the worst, it's going to be the worst.
Yeah.
Or chill, surrender, and let every moment be a moment of light. And then you're going to have a great year and you're going to open even more doors for amazing things to happen. And anyways, this Rosh Hashanah, this time astrologically, globally, does mark very historic moments. Lots of going on.
Mm-hmm. Also, I mean, I kind of want to just tie this back to moi for a second.
Of course.
Because
it's practical for us. Tell us what you're feeling.
I want to like give an example because I was definitely being super negative. Like, I'm not a negative person, right? Like, I'm on vouch for me.
No, you're not negative at all.
But I was being like really negative when I got this whole like skin rash situation. And honestly, something I learned because I was being negative, but I was on the phone with you and like, maybe like hold yourself accountable and like reach out to a friend. Like you like were bringing all the light back into my life. You were like, okay, no, you can't do XYZ, but you can do like ABC. And I was like, fuck, you're so right. Like and I just kept thinking about all the things that I like couldn't do. And I was kind of just like stuck in that dark hole. And like you really pulled me out. And like, I think it's okay to also ask for help sometimes. I wasn't even asking for help. Like clearly God just led me to you, but led me to you. We talk every day. But like, I don't know, you were just like really helpful in that instance. So if you are seeing a lot of dark, like don't be afraid to maybe like ask for a perspective. But also if you're going to ask for a perspective, then don't fucking get mad if you don't like what somebody else is saying.
Yeah. Anyway. I mean, I also think whoever is sharing their opinion can say their opinion and like let it go.
Yeah.
But back to what you were saying, I mean, when we say light and darkness, that feels like so intense.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean like darkness, like, oh my God, it's going to be the worst year of your life and like something terrible is going to happen. But I choose to see it with like all these mundane little day moments. So it's like you have this rush. Oh my God, I can't do this. Then you do that. And then like, whatever, something else happens. And then you choose to see it the worst. Or then my AC breaks and I'm going to choose to see it as the worst thing possible and be in a bad mood for the whole entire week. And then it's like that. It's like if you're choosing to see the dark in every single moment, trust me, it's there. Yeah. Where there's light, there's darkness. So it will be there. Yeah. And then your entire year will be a culmination of all these little events. And you just don't, I mean, I wouldn't want to focus on that. I know it's hard to fall into it. Like I was telling you about my previous things going on. I don't want to say issues or problems, but
yeah, situations.
Like I do complain about it. I vent, but like I could be way worse. And I'm choosing to still kind of be chill, you know, and I'm trying to put my boundaries up.
Also, you know, like when you're drinking tea and on the tea bag, there's like a message. Yeah. This is actually crazy since we're talking about it now. But I got a message last week, like in the middle of my darkness spiral. And it literally said, like, without darkness, we would never know the light.
No, that's like...
And it's just like so true.
It's so true. It's so true. Absolutely. Anyway. So... let's get into it.
Yeah, so let's talk about the real stuff here now.
So the thing that we're really going to focus on today, disclaimer, I'm not an astrologer. I've done a ton of astrology sessions. And basically what I did is that when these two Kabbalistic astrologers were talking, I was writing down furiously all of these notes. So some of these things, I have some details, but don't ask for many details. It doesn't matter the details. Let's focus on the big picture. So the eclipses that started happening in fall 2025. I know we mentioned it. We were like, oh my God, I can't sleep because the eclipses. What I think is so interesting. So September 7th, there was a lunar eclipse. Mm-hmm. And the lunar eclipse, it's the lunar, it's the moon. So you're starting your inner journey. Mm-hmm. And it's all about discovering something about ourselves. Now, let's just analyze this as a whole, because for people who say they don't believe in astrology, let me fucking know, because all this shit makes fucking sense when you look back in retrospect. September 7th, I remember September 9th, I had a session with Eleanor, who's our healer, and it was all about like my inner world. Remember, even asked me, what are you dealing with? I'm like, I don't know, it's all internal. I know everything's internal, but it's so funny how it even aligns with like quite literally these eclipses means you're looking inside. Yeah. And whatever, we're talking about like things that I could be doing to be like more creative, like in my personal life. And not to go really back to it, but to go back to it, then the 10th, Charlie Kirk passes away. And I just think that like it was a whole shift where a lot of people were also looking internally and they were like, how can I speak more of my mind? How can I bring more of my faith? Like, I feel like a lot of people looked internally and they were like, what is right? What is wrong? And it's just so interesting to see that. And then September 21st was the solar eclipse, which means now you're face to face with like life, and it's a new beginning. And now it's no longer internal. It's how are we going to now like be in the world? Wow. And I'm going to tie that back into Charlie Kirk, because how is this coincidences? Which coincidence? So is this, his memorial was on September 21st. And that, I feel like if you saw his wife talk, she's like, I forgive the guy. Now, like, we're going to continue the tour. It's like, now it's like externally, like, how are we going to change the world from here on out? I'm using that example because it's something that just happened. And I was like, how interesting that those dates was like that. Yeah. No, I mean, nothing is a coincidence, as we always say. Both of these eclipses mean there's shifts in leadership, and signs that are most impacted are Gemini, Virgo, Sag, and Pisces. What do you mean shifts in leadership? Like your own leadership in this life, or like how you're leading this life? I just think in general with yourself, in globally, I think a lot of this also is like bigger picture, but yes, try to see it in your own life. But basically, in a nutshell, 2023 and 2024 were bridge years that were preparing us for the moment that we're in now. 2025 is now the beginning of a new era that we're going into. And they talk a lot about how there's so many changes. We don't know, like they're saying we're going into a new era, new world where like we don't know how to act, or you know what I mean? And I'm going to explain. Look at all these advancements that are happening in AI. And it's really interesting because a lot of the shifts are in Gemini, which is it's like how many things in AI. Like I saw like yesterday that also for those that don't know, Geminis are very like technologically advanced. Like they're just very like Like I'm not going to predict what's happening in the future, but like, let's say this example, the chief designer officer of Apple, who was the mind behind like the Apple iPhone, the iMac, the iPad, he worked at Apple for 30 years. In 2019, he left. And now it's coming out that he's working with Sam Altman, who's the guy from OpenAI, to create like an AI companion. It's sort of to replace the phone. So this is what we mean when we say it's a new era. Like think, how can we ever imagine a phone with no screen? There's no screen. It's just things that's why they're like, we're not going to know how to act. Of course, we're all going to learn. We're going to adapt. But it's like things like that. Or like think of these Ubers that drive themselves. Or think of like Elon Musk wants to launch whatever, his Optimus, which are robots who do like mundane tasks. And you see it happening in the world. And then the astrology just like solidifies it because they're like, yes, no, we are actually entering this era where things will be completely different.
Yeah.
And these past 2 years were preparing us for that. And I just think it's so interesting.
It's so interesting.
Pluto moved to Aries at the beginning of this year. It's going to be there for 20 years. This means that...
No, moved to Aquarius.
I'm sorry. Pluto moved to Aquarius. What did I say? Pluto moved to...
You said Aries.
Oh, moved to Aquarius, which means that there's a lot of personal and collective responsibility of life and consciousness. Do what you will with that information.
I mean, it like feels that way, to be honest.
And...
everyone's trying to be a hero.
Yeah. And then Neptune and Saturn. See, these are the details like you guys don't need to remember, but I'm just going to give like a mini explanation. Neptune and Saturn moved to Aries. They were both in Pisces for the last 13 years. I think it's important to say the last 13 years because when we say it's a shifting in eras, it's like, yes, it was that way for a long time. Now things are changing. And it's the first time in 330 years that these two planets are in conjunction at 0 degrees. So it's also really crazy because you see monumental things. That's why they say it's such a change, because these planets haven't moved like this in so long in beyond our generation. So again, this means a new start, and it changes all of the rules of the game. So we see all these things that are just very different. What does Aries mean that they moved to Aries? Again, Aries is the head of the zodiac. It's technically the first sign. I don't know if that's just Kabbalistic or just in general, but it's the head of the sign, and it means lots of leadership and action. This is what I thought was super interesting, and I actually dug into all of these. I became a historian yesterday to make sure.
Guys, there's a timeline on our outline.
So
like I don't even know what's going on.
We don't need to go into all of the details, but I wanted to verify the dates that they mentioned.
Yeah.
And make sure they actually made sense. But so the last time Neptune and Saturn were in conjunction, whatever, at the same degree was... I'm saying this so we know the moment we're in. 1917. What was that? Russian Revolution. All right. This is the rise of communism. It reshaped 20th century history. The USSR became a thing, and they're the reason that started spreading communism throughout the 20th century. Like that's the moment that happened back in 1917. Happened again in 1952, 1953, where we had the Egyptian Revolution, which completely ended monarchy and set the stage for modern Egypt. Like,
okay, you're talking really fast.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll slow down.
Yeah.
Okay, my point is that like big things shifted, like country, like beyond our life that shapes just like how we're going to live as a whole.
Yeah.
So the other time that happened that these two planets were in conjunction at the same degree was 1952 and 1953. Why was that important? Like I just mentioned, Egypt. And then in 1953, Stalin dies after 30 years. This starts talking for peace negotiations. And it was also the end of the Korean War, where it marked North and South Korea were permanently separate.
Yeah.
So like big moments, you know, like imagine. I mean, now we're talking peace. Now we're talking two countries are separated. Then the next time this happened was in 1989. What happened in 1989? The fall of the Berlin Wall. So this was a triumph for democracy. Now it was a huge turning point. It was like now all of these, like it foreshadowed the Soviet Union collapsing. Like a lot of other states saw like regime collapse. Like it was all like a domino effect. Like the USSR was split into independent republics. I'm reading this, guys. I don't all know this shit. But like it became Russia, it became Ukraine, it became the Baltic states. So it's like, wow. And then you look at the state of our country. You look at the state of like Brazil. You look at politics. You look at the world. And I don't know. It's all very questionable. But the time that this happened before were big, big moments. It also happened again in 1999 with the Y2K bug. Guys, I had no fucking idea what Y2K bug was.
I don't know what that is.
I told my mom.
We were born in 1999.
She goes,
so.
oh my God, Y2K was like a big deal. It was a big deal at the time because...
Y2K just means year 2000.
But correct. People thought that there was going to be like a crash in the computer internet system because they didn't think that the the time could change from like 1999 to 2000.
Oh my God.
And they didn't have computers before. So this was like, I mean, showing how the world is becoming more dependent on technology. And it was like, my mom says it was like a big deal at the time. And then the last time this happened was in 2015 and 2016, which is when Brexit happened. Donald Trump was elected for the first time. The Syrian war reached its peak, and there was a huge refugee crisis, and ISIS was at their peak. So
wow,
look at these like big moments that have happened. So 2025, I don't know, question mark. What is happening now? Lots of change. I think we can feel it.
Yeah, lots. Everyone feels it.
Everyone's personally, on a grander scale. I thought it was interesting to share these historic moments. So if anyone ever doubts astrology again, you can look back and literally tie it in, and you can see it all makes sense. Uranus moved to Gemini. It's going to be there for the next 7 years. Again, Gemini oversees AI, tech, cosmos, the universe. Think out of the box, complete shift in how the world looks and functions. It will not be the same world we see and live in now. So I keep thinking of AI and all these things that I mentioned before, how it's just like completely changing. And that's like literally what the stars are saying.
Yeah.
Feel free, please, to pitch in on anything.
No, I do think it's really interesting. I mean, now more than ever, like obviously when ChatGPT came out, like some people were using it, but like not everybody was really using it how I think everyone truly uses it every single day right now. Like there's not a day that goes by where I don't ask Chat a question.
No, not one.
Yeah. But I used to be like, I'm not using Chat. Like I'm just going to use my brain, whatever.
Yeah.
But at this point, like everyone's using Chat, like, you know?
Yeah.
Some people are using it as a therapist, which I find like incredibly scary. But I mean, I guess it works. It's just like really weird. It's a weird time.
It's definitely a weird time, and it is like really crazy. So we need to see how like humanity evolves with this like best friend in your pocket, kind of like someone you can talk to. Like if you're doing therapy with them, like that's kind of crazy. Also because AI like hallucinates.
Yeah.
Like even the word hallucinates is weird that they call it hallucinates.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we have to adapt, because if we don't adapt, guys, you will be left behind.
You die.
That's like the key to this. And then huge things that are happening too is Saturn and Jupiter, which are these big players in astrology. They're the big planets. Jupiter, what does that mean? It's blessings, it's abundance, expansion, growth. It magnifies whatever it touches, luck, wisdom, opportunities. Saturn, just so you know, is the karma planet. Let's say discipline, responsibility, structure. It's the teacher planet. So it teaches you lessons, limits reality checks. And whatever you don't resolve, Saturn makes you face it. So they started their conjunction in 2020. What happened in 2020? COVID, which completely shifted the world too. And so what this means now, they're also going to be in conjunction in November of this year in the same degree, which means massive changes in laws, structures, borders, leaders, changing the way we think,
this November,
the way of life, and the way we see the world. It's been 576 years since the world has seen all of these planets moving and changes like this.
Wow,
crazy.
I wonder what will happen.
Which, again, I just think it's so interesting. I'm not trying to make this political, but if you just like look at the world, look at how everyone's talking, and it's saying laws and structures and borders and leaders, and it's so interesting that this is, again, aligning.
Yeah.
These will also move in August 2026. So August 2026, around that time, can also be a time for lots of shift. They also say, like I started at the beginning, is that Rosh Hashanah this year is all about light or darkness. And it's like, we're going to see everything black and white. There's no middle ground. Which I think is, I don't know about you, but I feel like a lot of people are like, I'm either this side or I'm that side. I'm not saying to choose sides. I'm not even saying politically, but I just feel like lots of people are either like, either you're in my life or you're not. Mm-hmm. It's either black or it's white. It's either this or it's that.
Mm-hmm. Unless you're a Libra.
That was funny.
Or have any Libra on your chart.
Why? Because of you?
Yeah.
What are you in between?
No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, I just think people are like starting to like really form more structured opinions.
Yeah.
As you should. That's like the whole point of living in this country and like living in a democracy.
Yeah. The thing that's great that we have and why we're sharing all this is because it's just more consciousness and there's more knowledge so that we can use all of these tools to live a better life. I'm not saying now like, oh my God, be scared of the future. No, not at all. But if you're aware that there's changes, well, then maybe you can create something really innovative and you can move with it and you see that there's movement in AI. And like, I'm not saying to go into AI, but do you get what I'm saying? Like maybe you can just go with the flow more. You can understand things better. You can understand and maybe have more of an explanation of what's going on in your life and just have like a different perspective. And I think that consciousness and this knowledge just helps because we can use that. Other people don't have this.
Yeah.
And then they think that they're a victim to every situation that happens in their life.
So I know you didn't get to like talk about all of the signs, but let's talk about the signs that we do know how they will be affected by the eclipses this year.
Yes.
And we can say who the signs that we have, which is Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, and Libra.
Yeah.
So if you're any of those, this will be really good for you.
Yes.
Which I'm not.
Okay. So Aries and how they'll be impacted, I think specifically by the eclipses, but this year. Aries specifically are going to be impacted in work and leadership. So they need to completely reevaluate work.
Wow.
And true leaders need to learn how to delegate. Aries also have the ability to create something very solid that will last for a very long time, but you need to learn to lead with purpose. Expect fire, obviously, and unexpected big things to happen. Taurus will be the most affected in their house of love and creativity. Ricky, I sent you this. I hope you're taking notes. Be nice to me. You have to maneuver this year carefully with love, and you will learn lots about yourself that will be very impacting. Tauruses, obviously, if you know one in your life, they probably don't like to move. They don't like change, but this year will be a year of change where you have to let go of old belief systems that no longer serve you. So ask yourself, what does change mean to me? And where do I need to change? Geminis, they are the most impacted by all this going on, and it's going to impact your home life and family. It's all about new foundations. Maybe you're buying a new house. It's also a year of expression and grounding, bringing them back down to earth. Cancer, me, very interesting. It was the most boring one out of all of them. Most impacted in faith. So it could be change in faith and belief systems. And they actually said this. They said, stop carrying everyone's weight. Obviously, note to self and note to all my Cancers out there.
Yeah.
Who are always trying to carry everyone else's weight. Leo is the most impacted in the house of money.
My husband.
So you're going to make major breakthroughs in financial patterns and learn to be smart with money. So I guess life will give you examples to be really, maybe financial, breakthroughs means you're going to make a lot of money and learn how to be smart and invest.
Hopefully. Well, this is
Yes, I'm
Riley.
focusing on the positive.
This is you, Riley. Don't lose your job.
No. Virgo is most impacted in like their identity. And your new you is not controlling everything. And Libra is to take more time for your true self, step back from others and caring for other people, and start making time for your true self. I'm so sorry I don't have all the signs, but for the signs that half of them...
Should we chat it?
We can chat it, but I don't know if they're going to be able to do it like with the Kabbalah.
Yeah, you're right.
It's not like normal astrology. It's like Kabbalistic astrology. So anyways, for whoever does have their sign, then you can take notes and see how you can, pay attention to those areas in your life. And then just so you guys know, every time people talk about like, this is in retrograde, there's a retrograde, blah, blah, blah. Like, what does that mean? Retrograde means a reflection. It always brings you back to unfinished business. So how many people do you hear, oh, in retrograde, my ex reached out to me, or like this problem came back up again, or this is coming back up. It's unfinished business. Okay.
It's always a tenant.
It's always a tenant. Exactly. Okay. Saturn's going to be in retrograde until November. So just keep asking yourself, how do I become 10 times better than I did last year? I think that at the end of the day, the takeaway is that we are living in historic, revolutionary times. And I think that everyone can see it and feel it. There's so much going on. this is not to discourage you on what's happening in the world, but think this can also be a revolutionary time for you personally. And what changes can we make? Like the pink print's gonna pop off, you know? It's just gonna be like marked in history. And
also everyone's talking about like March. Because of like
March?
Yeah, because of like Pisces, it was like the Virgo Pisces eclipse, isn't it?
It's going to be? Or that it was?
Like, isn't it like the Virgo eclipse like ends in March? So in March, like you'll be at your peak. Like,
Maybe. I mean, I don't know all the details.
I didn't know if they spoke about that.
Oh, no. That they didn't speak about. Okay. But maybe, I mean, there's a lot going on this year. So, you know, and I think it's just, guys, we need to keep evolving. We need to keep adapting. We talk about this all the time, but keep asking yourself, how can I be better? How can I choose light every single day? What can I do to be a better version of myself? Which is exactly what we do here at the Pink Print. And consciously try to see the light and choose the light.
Yep.
This is your new year. It is your reset. Welcome in that new higher version of yourself and check in.
We can always restart, renew.
Absolutely.
And be the best versions of ourselves.
So what are your thoughts? Looking into all of this, like what does it make you feel? Like where do you want to see changes? Where do you see changes?
To me, I definitely want to see some changes in my career.
Okay.
And I'm like actively calling that in. And I feel like I just feel myself transitioning really a lot into like kind of a new career. I've honestly like never been so clear. And I think that's because like always obviously do a lot of work, and I'm always like writing and meditating and thinking and doing all the things that you have to do to become clear. But like even though I'm not necessarily reaping all the benefits, like I see like God or the creator like putting these little things in front of me that are reassuring me that I'm like on the right path. Also because I was trying to do something else for so long that was clearly not on my path, because I was basically trying to get a new job since last March and like could not get one, which like I went to the #1 entrepreneurship school in the country. Like I should be able to get a new job, but I don't think that I'm supposed to be like in this corporate path that I maybe thought I was. It was a little bit like more out of fear. And it didn't end up working out for me. So that's #1. And it's kind of like what I was struggling with was, okay, like, well, when do I like give up on this, you know, because
Oh, not yet.
No, not this. I'm saying like give up on trying to get another corporate job.
Oh.
And because it was like from March until like really like mid-August, almost September, that I was trying to do that. And it wasn't working out like in any which way. Like I was really hustling, guys, like networking with every wealthy person I know. They were putting me in contact with people. I was talking to lots of different companies with roles there, and like nothing was working out. And people be like, oh, we love you, and like you're so smart and you deserve to do this, but like it's just like not, we can't do it right now. Like, and it was like, okay. And then so I was like, well, when do you give up, you know? And I had some sessions with Eleanor and Rachel, our healers, and they were like, so we told you to not do this like in March when you started, but we're glad you did it anyway so you can see for yourself. And basically like they were like, well, what do you want? And it's just really scary to like sit down and actually say what you want. You have to know what comes with it, #1, because it's not going to be easy. Like you can't just sit down and be like, oh, I want to be famous, which is not like it's not my example, but I'm just saying. Because you have to be prepared for everything that goes along with what you want, right? But I think my point to all of this is just like, if you actually get clear on what you want, you'll be able to get it. Hold on, I have a brain fart. I was going to say something else. I kept interrupting myself with random things. Wait. Okay, well, if you actually get clear on what you want and you start this new path, like God will affirm that you're on the right path some way, somehow. It may not be that you like instantly become successful, but you'll be feeling more aligned internally, I think, and at least at more peace.
Beautiful. That's a beautiful change, and accepting change and being open to it. And like you're very aware that things are shifting.
Yeah.
And they are. Mm-hmm. Where do you think you need to adapt this year? I mean, obviously we'll see throughout the year, but
where I need to adapt. I'm thinking like
or what does change mean to you this year? I know that you're accepting change, but like
I think where I need to adapt is like truly like stepping into my most like authentic self and like really not caring what people think.
wow.
Like
Say it louder for those in the back.
like I want to be like a full-time content creator, and I was literally thinking about this last night. Like I wish I could just sit down with somebody who is a full-time content creator now and ask them like, what were your feelings like when you had 200 followers? Like what went through your head? Like did you know what I mean? Like because I walk around now and like sometimes I feel myself like feeling embarrassed being like,
Normalize influencer mentors.
honestly, I feel myself like I'm vlogging all the time now, and like sometimes I'm like, oh, like if somebody asks me my vlog, like they're gonna say I have like fucking 1 follower, you know what I mean? But like I don't even care, but it's been like a practice of mine to not care, because I did care, and now I'm just like, whatever, like this is what I want this to be like my full-time job, so I better fucking act like it, you know?
Well, it's like, how bad do you want it? Do you care for the embarrassment, or you know what I mean? They post it on TikTok all the time. It's like, it's cringe until it's not.
Yeah,
you know, exactly. It's cringe until you start making money. It's cringe till you actually start making, you know, you have more followers or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And I think like at the end of the day, like you have to just get really clear on your why and constantly remind yourself of why, because like it can't be money. Like my why is like to change women's lives. Like it really is.
That's amazing. Off of that, I'm gonna talk about a story from Rosh Hashanah that God damn it, I forgot his name. But basically the guy,
wait, I forgot. I remember what I was gonna say.
Tell me.
Sorry, this is because it's important. What I wanted to say.
Oh, she forgot again.
Oh my God, I forgot again. I'm such an air sign. Oh my God, wait. Oh my God, give me 1 second.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, you're so annoyed with me. It's like on the tip of my tongue. Like, am I okay? It's that like, let me like talk for a second. It's like, oh, okay. I remember.
Don't forget.
I'm not going to forget. It's like, why, I don't know if people feel this way, but like, why do you always think it can't be you? And recently I have been talking to people, and like, that is like the question on everyone's mind. It's like, oh yeah, like I want to do that, but like there's so many other people doing it. Like, why would I succeed? And like, that was a big question on my mind. And that's something that I want to adapt to as well. It's like, but why not you? Like, why do you think the other person like achieved that level of success within their industry, you know?
Yeah.
Just thinking like, why not you? Like, why, if you're following the darkness and constantly saying like, no, I'll never be that successful if I do that. Like there's too many people doing it, or this is weird or cringe.
I'm embarrassed.
But you have to just really step into your power and say like, yes, me.
I feel like specifically with content creation, it's more scary because it's like you're really putting yourself out there. Like the product is you, the brand is you. And if people don't like you, all right, this is what I think. It's like, that hurts more, you know? But why not you? I mean, you could say the same for anyone who started any business. It's like, who am I to start Amazon? Right. Or who am I to start Uber? Or who am I to start Twitter?
Yeah.
Or, you know, who am I to start Tesla? I'm just going to start doing little robotics, and it goes from here to there. And then when you see, damn, you're this person. Yeah. I feel like it's just scary because all those people that, you know, they're building something else, and you're building like yourself almost, you know? I think that's why it seems scarier, but I absolutely agree that with your resolution to not care what people think and to think, why not you?
And just like have more trust for yourself, in yourself.
Absolutely.
Okay, say your story now.
Oh, right. Your why. That's what I was thinking of. So the guy, you know, Mr. Beast, like the #1 YouTuber, he did like a Beast Games, which was like a
fun. We should do that.
Wasn't a Hunger Games.
I'm hungry. We're both hungry.
It wasn't like a Hunger Games, but it was last year. He did his first Beast Games, and the prize money was $5 million. And so basically, the guy who won is a student of the Kabbalah Center, which is like, how crazy is that?
Not a coincidence.
It's not a coincidence. And so basically, like, he went on stage and he shared a story, and he was just, this is for people, for your why. He was just a dad. His oldest son loves beast games. And his second son was born with a very, very, very rare condition. I forgot what it was. There's only like 400 people in the world who have it. So basically, like, he has a hard time communicating. He can't do things all the time. So he just has this very rare condition. And so he was like, maybe I'll like, fuck it. I'll just sign up. He's a Gemini. I'll sign up and do this. You know, I can, if I win this money, I'll do research for my son. And my other son can, you know, think dad's cool for doing Mr. Beast. So he had a why. He had like a real why.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't for the money or for whatever. It was really to try to help his son and help other people who are in the same situation. So he says it was like the crazy experience because it's 5 weeks. You're far away from your family. You don't speak to anybody.
Does he have like another job that he had to like leave for 5 weeks?
He just got fired and he was like trying to find he got fired I think like in March, and then like May it came out, the application, and he like applied without even telling his wife until he got in, because she would have been like, you know, worried or whatever. And then he went in June. It was 5 weeks. You don't talk to anyone, no communication. And basically like the games, like he says, like you don't even know what time or day it is. Like you're kind of like in this warehouse or wherever the fuck they set it up. Like they don't even know what time it is. They're just doing the games. He said it was super fun, super challenging mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. And it's so funny. He's a very like avid Kabbalah student. So he like took the Zohar and took books and he was like doing prayers. And he's just like, I was like doing it. And it was just so interesting because he was like, we were in the month of Elul, which is Virgo. And this goes to my point where like if you also like continue to listen to yourself and tap into God or your faith or whatever, how you feel connected, like it works. So he said that when it was down to like the top 6, he was like, oh my God. And then he kept coming up with the number 6. Elul, Virgo is the 6th month, right? Because it starts in Aries. So Virgo is the 6th month. And it was like the 6th day. And like 6 kept coming up for him.
Devil.
That's what I thought. I've been seeing 6 a lot too. I was like, I need to look into this. And he was like 6, whatever. And then he goes in the final game. Is like, you need to open a briefcase. If you open the briefcase, you win the money. And that moment, they literally told him the prize is not $5 million, it's $10 million. So it doubled. The whole entire 5 weeks, they thought it was $5 million. And then they go, okay, like if you open the briefcase and you win, you know, they brought the family out. The family, it's like, well, actually, I don't think he knew his family was there. The family was brought out. And if they win, they'll bring him out to him. And if they don't win, then they'll bring him to you. And he goes, well, 6 kept coming into my mind. So I knew that I was going to pick briefcase 6 out of 6. And it all tied in with like whatever, all of his spiritual beliefs. And he chose 6 and there was a check and he won. Had he not listened to himself, imagine, I would have, oh my God, that would have been crazy. And he just kept reminding himself of his why that was for his son. And now he's starting research. It's been a year and he's starting to do this. Now he's sharing his story, which I think is so incredible. And like you see the guy and he's so like selfless. Like it makes me so happy to see that like someone like that won the prize. Totally. He's like, I still live in the same house. I still drive the same car. Like, of course, like we feel, because they were asking him like, you know, how do you feel after you have all this money that you didn't before? He's like, yeah, of course, like a little bit of stress is gone.
Yeah,
like
nice.
I think of like, you know, who's going to take care of my son when my wife and I are gone. So like now we can like make arrangements so everything's taken care of, but we're really researching and was doing it for him. So it's like, I think that anyone who went in there going after the money probably lost in the first round or lost, you know. When you have like a real why, it keeps you going, and it even almost like helps like light the way for you.
No,
like quite literally.
Crazy. It's such a great story.
So it was really cool, and he was like such a nice, cool guy. He seems, you know, like very normal, very appreciative, very very cool to see someone like that win. So yeah.
Wow, I love that. Yeah. I think for me, and you should answer too, like just after this conversation, after this new year, really going back to your why, and like really, I would say, let's just pick March, like stick to it for like 6 months, like really commit to something for 6 months and see where it gets you in 6 months, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's like a good trial.
Absolutely. Find your why, stick to it, and then see how you can make the necessary changes to go after what you really want. I think that the energy is there. Anything can happen. Literally anything is possible. Reminder, anything is possible this year. It's just, what are we choosing to do with it? Yeah.
I want to be on Dancing with the Stars, so that's...
Oh, wow.
So I'll just put that out there.
Okay.
I asked Teebs, I go, would you let me be on Dancing with the Stars? He's like, because he's like the most jealous person ever. And you have to like basically like fuck your partner on the dance floor.
Oh my God.
Not actually, but you know what I mean? And he's like, if you be with that guy, and it's like Ezra, like the gayest guy on the gayest like of the partners. And I'm like, okay, Ezra, calling you in.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Big things coming, you guys.
You're like, what a stupid thing to say, Kat.
No, it's not the stupidest thing. I'm just saying, like, these are dreams. Like,
what's your dream?
My dream. Well, I really want to see the pink print take off.
Yeah.
Now. As of right now. I don't know. I think we have so much fun talking to each other, talking to guests, meeting people, and talking about such interesting things that like can really help people and impact them and make them better. And I think that's so. It feels so good, and we really, really enjoy it. So I would love to do that even more at a grander scale and create a community, which is something that we talked about before, because there's not so many communities. I think that's what's nice about it when we start to have like a flow with people, especially who listen to us. And yeah, besides that, I mean, my vision for the next year would include lots of changes for me from what I'm planning. You know, I want to move. I want to start a family. Like there's lots of other changes that I would like to manifest. I don't know if they're going to happen. You know,
I'll be getting married.
Everything in God's timing. But personally, that's like what I'm also looking forward to, and is a change where Ricky will have to adapt.
Yep. And on that note, love you guys so much. Happy Friday. Have an amazing weekend, and choose you and choose happiness
and choose the light.
Bye.
Bye.